Under the early morning sun of July 8, 1776, a crowd gathered in the streets of New York City. There was no parade, no celebration, only tension. Soldiers stood alert, civilians whispered to one another. At the center of the crowd, a single document was about to be read out loud, and no one knew whether the words would ignite hope or violence. Just 2 days earlier, the Continental Congress in Philadelphia had approved the Declaration of Independence. Now, for the first time, its message was reaching ordinary people. As the words were read, the meaning became clear. The colonies were no longer asking for rights, they were declaring separation from the most powerful empire in the world. The reaction was immediate. Cheers erupted, church bells rang, British symbols were torn down. That very night, an angry crowd marched to Bowling Green and pulled down the statue of King George III. The lead from that statue would later be melted into bullets, a symbolic transformation of loyalty into resistance. But independence did not mean security. New York soon fell under British control, and the war dragged on for 7 brutal years. American soldiers faced starvation, disease, and constant defeat. The revolution survived not because victory was easy, but because surrender became unthinkable. Behind the scenes, ordinary people carried the revolution forward. Farmers supplied food at great personal risk. Women managed farms and businesses while men fought. Enslaved Africans, promised freedom by both sides, made impossible choices in the hope of a better life. Native American nations were forced into alliances that would permanently alter their futures. The turning point came slowly, through endurance rather than sudden triumph. Victories at Saratoga convinced France to support the American cause. Winter at Valley Forge tested the Army's limits. Finally, in 1781, British forces surrendered at Yorktown. Even then, peace took 2 more years to secure. When the war ended, there was no guarantee the new nation would survive. The United States began as an experiment, one that could still fail. Its constitution was debated, rewritten, and challenged. Power was divided intentionally out of fear that freedom could be lost as easily as it had been claimed. For American audiences, this story is not just about the past. It explains why independence is remembered not as a single victory, but as a continuous struggle. The nation was not born in certainty or unity, but in argument, sacrifice, and resolve. America did not emerge fully formed on July 4, 1776. It emerged slowly, painfully, and imperfectly, shaped by people who believed that the risk of breaking away was worth more than the safety of remaining silent.